not we want to admit it, we all look to others for a source of inspiration. They have what we want, or rather, we think they have what we want. Social media is all smoke and mirrors. You don't really know what's going on in people's lives unless you have a real inside track. And even then, you still may have wool over your eyes because of the way people portray themselves or they want to be seen. So the way they present, what they present, could determine how we see them. That is the perfect premise for the perfect couple on, the perfect couple on Netflix. This miniseries dropped on Friday, 6 episodes. I could not wait to sink my teeth into it. Let's get into The Perfect Couple, a miniseries review. And I am so excited to do this with you. So we're going to talk plot and character development. What qualifies me to do this? Well, my name is Carla DuPont. I am a ghostwriter, romance novelist. I also have a boutique publishing company. Me and my team have helped to publish over 200 books for myself and other #happy clients. So I think I know a little bit about character development and plots because, this is what I do. First, we'll do the plot. The miniseries opens up beautiful people on a beach, dressed to the nines, dancing, laughing, having fun. Somebody is doing some kind of like almost behind the scenes type of B-roll film thing. And we're getting to know the cast. We're kind of filling out who everybody is. And then boom, we're in a drab gray interrogation room. Good cop, bad cop. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? Okay. And they're interviewing the same faces we just saw on this happy beach dancing wedding eve party of some sort. There's the back and forth between the interrogation room and the wedding eve party. We know that there's a death, but it's not until the very teeny tiny last second of the first episode. When I tell y'all they dragged that thing out, they dragged it out. But they did it in such a way to introduce the characters to you in a novel way. And it was so refreshing to meet the cast that way. We're not just seeing them interacting with each other. We're getting to see them one-on-one with the police officers. So we really get to see their personality. The casting did their thing on this movie. They have every stereotypical character who you would think of in a whodunit. They got them. Not only did they get them, but the way the characters look, the way the actors acted, they nailed it down. The script was perfect. The douche is the douche. The do-gooder is the do-gooder. The servant is the servant. Like, they nailed it down. I loved it. And that made it so much more enjoyable to watch because all of the characters were not only relatable in the sense that we know people who act this way, but they were believable in portraying these roles. So during the good cop, bad cop interviews, we have the stereotypical dad who is a single dad. He's there, but not really because he's dedicated to his work. Then his female partner doesn't really care about her appearance, doesn't really have a family, and doesn't seem to be too bothered by it. The way the interviews are portrayed, it is totally misleading about who died. At first, I couldn't even figure out who died, and I didn't piece together who was missing from the interviews because so much is happening so fast. That first episode, it's like, wait. We're in the interrogation room. Oh, wait. We're back on the beach. Okay, back in the interrogation room. Wait. We're in the house. So, because it takes place at a family compound. So, there was so much going back and forth. I didn't realize who was missing until, I guess, maybe it was episode 2. But the interviews were done in such a way that you see smartly laid breadcrumbs. They're dropping the crumbs of what happened, and it's not predictable. There's no way you're like, oh, that's who did it. I can tell that person did the murder because X, Y. I'm telling y'all, I do this like 24/7, 365. I did not see it coming until maybe episode 3 is when I had a aha moment. Episode 4, I was like, oh, brain is like light bulb moment. Neurons are synapsing away. I started to piece together and I was like, yeah, I remembered that happening and that happening. Okay, it's gotta be this person. But I couldn't quite figure out the motive for why the person who I thought had done it. Like, it just, I could see it, But then it didn't make sense. So I thought, well, maybe these two people are working in cahoots. When I tell y'all, this plot is everything, everything, everything. Many people feel their life is a circus, and that was executed perfectly throughout the miniseries. And you're gonna hear me use the word perfect a lot because, baby, when I tell you, just like the title, The Perfect Couple, this for me was the perfect miniseries. I watched it so I could do the review for y'all, but I promise you, I will watch it about 3 or 4 more times before it goes off of Netflix. In the midst of the circus, there are 3 main themes: smoke and mirrors, parallels, and elitist entitlement. Smoke and mirrors. Nothing you see is real. It's very much like social media. People have to pretend to be somebody they are not. They have to pretend to be something they are not, to fit in, to be respected, to be valued, to be loved. You can see through the as people are acting and interacting with each other. It's like, what is true and what is not. By mid episode 4, beginning of episode 5, the veil has come completely off. Not quite completely, but it's come off enough for you to be like, these people really do not have it together. They are crazy. They are on meds. They have fears. They are insecurities. Oh my gosh. Insecurities ring so loud through every single character. And it's just a reflection of who we are as people and as human beings. The second theme is parallels. The parents and their children. So Nicole Kidman is Greer. Her husband, Tag. I thought that was a cute little sexy name for the dad. Tag. They have this perfect marriage, perfect life, perfect family, 3 sons, and 2 of the sons are older. One is married, one has a fiance, and they are supposed to be getting married this weekend. And then the baby is just about to turn 18. Nobody pays this baby any attention. And all through at one point they were like, when is your birthday? Like they just they don't pay him any attention at all. And it shows in the way that he acts. Not that he's a brat, but he just nobody pays this little baby any attention at all. But one of the sons is a mirror image of the father. He comes across as strong and like he's a patriarch of the family, providing for the family, when in fact, he is not. The other son is a hopeless romantic, and it's like he's a hopeless romantic like the father believes he is. In his mind, the dad is a hopeless romantic. In his heart, it's kind of hard to figure out who he really is and what he really wants. Not only is it confusing for us, it's equally as confusing for him in his mind if he would just admit, sir, you don't know who you are and what you want. Or you want your cake, obviously, and eat it too, but you don't want just a cake. You want ice cream and whipped cream on top with cherries and toppings. Like you want everything. And you can't quite have that. Then we see a parallel between Greer, Nicole Kidman's character, and the son who's getting married, his fiance. The parallel between them is Nicole Kidman cares what people think about her. You have to be proper. You have to do things a certain way. There's a certain order that things go in. We dress a certain way. We behave a certain way. We talk a certain way. Who we know matters. The fiance is like, I'm walking around this house with a bra and boxer shorts because I just woke up and there's a ladybug in my bed. I didn't want to kill the ladybug. I'm taking it outside. I don't care if there are 50 staff members running around decorating this yard for my wedding. But the parallel between them is showing how one cares about what people think and the other is just living their life authentically, unapologetically. This is who I am, love me or hate me type of vibe. And then the third theme is the elitist entitlement. Oh my gosh, it screams so loud. These people have so much money. And we find out in the first episode, the butler says something like they have, let's just wake up and go buy a monkey money. And it was like, what? But when you think about the thought process of somebody who just wakes up and does something so ridiculously spontaneous that doesn't mean anything, like there's no rhyme or reason for it. They just do dumb stuff because they have the money and they can. That's the type of elitist entitlement. When these children speak to people, how they handle people, their servant. Well, Gosha, who is, I guess, the head of the hen, she's the head hen at the roost. They treat Gosha respectfully, but everybody else is just like, whatever, just do what I say because I said it. And even the way they handle the police officers is really disrespectful and crazy. Okay, so just when I thought I had it all figured out, baby, the biggest monkey wrench of all monkey wrenches was like, oh, what? Did that really? Oh my, a new motive emerges. And it's like, I did not see that coming. There's no way I saw that coming. They leave out the piece that you need to create the motive for the reason behind the real motive is what they leave out. That little teeny tiny piece they leave out. It's like one word in a sentence, but you need that word for the sentence to make sense. They left it out intentionally. And I guess maybe when I watch it back again, I'll be able to see it. But I couldn't quite grasp it and make it make sense in the theme. But the investigation leans one way and spirals out of control because of the monkey wrench. It was just like, oh my gosh, what? But by the time they threw the motive in, I was like, oh, I get it now. And again, I thought there were two people, but I'd already figured out the killer or killers. I just couldn't figure out the motive. And once they dropped that last little piece, that word of the sentence that was missing, it was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense now. Remember this. There are 3 reasons people kill: revenge, anger, love and passion, money. Remember those, and it will help you figure out who the killer. Now let's get into the character development. There are 2 characters who really develop. That's Greer's character and then the daughter-in-law, well, soon to be daughter-in-law's character. Hold on, let me get her name. Mel. So I'm gonna read you what I wrote about the mom's character. In my opinion, her character arc is perfection. She is prim, proper, has it all together. Her 3 sons look good and seem to be doing well for themselves. They make her look good. You'd never look at her, or hell, even knowing her for years, would anybody believe she's this beautiful disaster that she is. Even when situations emerge that should take her over the edge, they don't. You see her connecting the dots, looking for and finding evidence. So I wrote this at a part where the light bulbs in her brain started going off and the synapses started firing for her because she was piecing things together in her personal life. There is just a vague semblance of, oh my gosh, this happened. Okay, now let me collect myself. Oh wow, this happened. Oh, let me collect myself. She's very poised at all times, even when she's not. So she's very smart. She doesn't lose her cool. And on moments when it seems like she steps out of character, she quickly pulls herself, her little perfect self together. Because losing who she is to the whims of circumstance is not what Auntie Greer is about. When she finally loses it, she's so calm, you know she means it. It's like when they say a woman's fed up, your wife or girlfriend, or if the lady in your life puts you out and she's throwing stuff everywhere, loud, angry, screaming, yelling, then it's like, okay, she's mad, she'll get over it, she'll calm down and she'll take the dude back. But when she calmly packs his things and puts them in bags and boxes and places them outside, it's a little bit of a different scenario here. Sis is angry, but she's done. She's just done. So we see Greer get to the point of being done, but she's calm. So she says, okay, hey, this is what you think. Let me tell y'all everything. Boom, 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 boom. She totally, completely destroys her family's entire existence in calm terror, then snaps back into her I've got it all together exterior. And I thought, Greer must be a Virgo. I remember in college, or maybe, I think this was after college, my roommate from college, kept in contact or what have you. And there was a situation in my life that got me so riled up, so angry, so over the top. And as I was expressing to her what happened, telling the story, I was getting more angry and more angry and more angry and more. And I started yelling. And she said, oh, yes, I've never seen this side of you before. After all these years, I've never seen you upset. Oh, get mad, Carla, get mad. And just her saying that was like, what the hell? I had stepped outside of myself and I was like, shake it off. That's what Greer does. So even though she's angry and it seems like all fingers are pointing towards her, her family, the police officer, she's like, let me tell y'all what happened. Let me tell y'all what's really going on. Let me tell y'all about this fake fantasy of a life you all are living because I created it this way. Calm terror is the best way to explain it. Then you have, going back to the theme of parallels, Mel's character, her soon-to-be daughter-in-law. Their character development is it's so much the same. You see them start out one way and they both escalate, and then come back down into a new sense of who they are, being unapologetically Mel and Greer, but not in the sense of, well, let me rephrase that. Greer comes more to Mel's side in the I don't really care what people think. I just have to get this off my chest, say how I feel, say what I mean and mean what I say. Greer comes into that sense towards the end. She's been living this imperfect. She's been living this imperfect life for so long, and things are just not coming together, and she can't do it anymore. She's just like, I'm done. This is stupid. I'm over it. So their character developments are the perfect arc because you see them begin one way, go through trials and tribulations, and end in a totally different place than they began. I hope you enjoyed this movie. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you have any advice for me, leave it in the comment section. But go watch it and then come back and tell me what you thought.